What's up, guys? It's cold and I'm congested, but I wanted to come on and make a video about how to make more money this year. If there's anybody out there who wants to get their money together, whether that's to pay off debt, save, whatever, it always involves being able to make more money. So as a huge supporter of you and your financial goals, I wanted to come to you guys with a few ideas that are actionable and sincere. And some of them I've actually tried myself to hopefully get your wheels turning about what you want to do this year. So first things first, when it comes to making more money, I always suggest some kind of entrepreneurial thing, right? Something that you can control, but not everybody is disciplined enough to be an entrepreneur. And you have to know that for yourself, right? In that case, there's nothing wrong with just getting a part-time job, right? I just want to be able to get that out of the way. All of these ideas I have here are entrepreneurial. But there's nothing wrong with getting a part-time job. This may be a temporary thing for you. You just want to make a certain amount of money in a certain period of time. And so maybe you live in an area where there's an Amazon. Maybe you live in an area where there's a grocery store that's always hiring. Maybe you have done Uber or DoorDash in the past and you don't mind it. So that's always a great place to start. And there's no shame in your second income stream or your next or your newest income stream being another job. That said, if you are more entrepreneurial, you're good with managing your time, you're good with being a self-starter, you don't necessarily need people to get you up and moving, here are some ideas that you should really consider starting this year. Some of them I'm actually considering starting, or I've tried in the past, and I'll tell you how those worked for me. So let's jump right in. My first idea is freelancing, freelance writing or consulting. Whatever your current job is, there's probably someone out there who is willing to pay you for your expertise, willing to pay you for your time and your knowledge. And so setting yourself up or marketing yourself as a consultant or a freelancer in that particular area is a great way to bring in income. So some examples of freelancing that might be relevant to you is writing. Writing is a great way to freelance. People often struggle with writing. So those who are good at it, whether that's marketing copy, essays, social media copy, people who are good at that, someone out there is willing to hire you for your time. This is something that I personally did and actually scaled it to being a full-blown business that replaced my corporate income when I decided to leave my job. I was a freelance writer, I still freelance write, so I know the money there is good. I was able to make about 30% more than the most amount of money that I made working in corporate through freelance writing, and that's after taxes. So it was very successful for me. Some ways for you to get started. First of all, put together a portfolio of work. A website with some samples linked, as well as like a quick bio and a way to reach out to you is a great way to get started. I personally use Wix, and that was a way that people started reaching out to me. I also was a professional writer, so I had a network of people who could refer me to potential clients or who were already willing to hire me and work with me. So that's kind of how I found clients. But there are other ways, like Upwork. Bidding on jobs on Upwork is a way that you can get clients. Fiverr, I personally wouldn't suggest Fiverr to start if you're really looking to make like good money as a freelancer, but it's a start, right? Word of mouth is another great opportunity. If you have friends who are entrepreneurs and they produce a lot of copy, or they need a lot of copy produced, or they need blogs written, talk to them about it and see who's willing to slide you a few $100s for your work. Your pricing is going to be hard to say. It just depends on the project. A safe way to go about is charging by the word. Earlier on in my career, I would charge about 4 cents a word for like a long form something. Blogs would be a couple $100, and that kind of thing. But I'm a professional writer, so I was able to charge those kind of prices earlier on because I've been trained in this. My background is in this. That's my specialty. For someone who's not a professional and maybe a hobby writer, even if you're, so charge what's a fair price for your time at the very least. And over time, as you begin to build your recognition, you can charge more. So freelancing is a great side hustle. Another side hustle that you might consider, and I'm looking down because I have my notes on my lap. Another side hustle you might consider is to become a virtual assistant. A virtual assistant is just what it sounds like. You work remote, but you have somebody like a CEO or just somebody who's very busy that you are doing virtual work for. So you are coordinating meetings, you are maybe doing a little bit of writing, whatever it is that they're asking you to do. I haven't personally done this, but I've heard of people who have and say that it is very lucrative, and you do get to work on some interesting projects. So becoming a virtual assistant is a great opportunity. There are some websites out there where you can find clients. You can also put yourself out there, again, on sites like Upwork and Fiverr, and see who's willing to give you that shot, right, as a virtual assistant. Kind of in that same vein of freelancing and virtual work, another side hustle idea is like being a middleman. Being like a middleman. Say you're not a writer, you're not a graphic designer, you're not the kind of person that does the work, but you are a good connector, right? Without necessarily, how do I say this? The way your business model would work if you're that kind of person is if you're not the person who's capable of writing or designing the work, you can take the job and then outsource it through somewhere like Fiverr and give them a cut, and then you keep the difference. I've also done this myself. And I honestly like it even better than freelancing because it's way less work. But yeah, that's a great side hustle. Doing kind of like an arbitrage, drop ship type freelance business where you're the middleman connecting the client with someone who's actually going to do the work. And that works really, really well. I've made a lot of money doing that further on in my career. Another side hustle you might consider, if you're somebody who's good at working with their hands, make things and sell, right? That's like a whole world in itself. I mean, you could do anything from hair products to food to clothing and anything in between. So if you've got that creative mind, you're good with your hands, maybe there's something that you've been making just for the fun of it. Take this as a sign to put together a batch and just see how they sell, right? That could turn itself into a whole big business years down the road. So if you are good at baking, if you are good at making jewelry, this is your sign, this is your message to put together something that you could sell and start maybe at a local flea market, start maybe in your apartment complex, start just posting it on Facebook and see who messages you and wants to buy what you're selling. That's a great way to make money. Something else you might be able to do, if you're good with hair, are you a hairstylist? Can you cut hair? That's another service that people are willing to pay a lot of money for. And if you are a brown girl or a brown boy like me, you know how much money we tend to put out to do our hair and keep ourselves looking clean. So if you have those services, like you have the skills to do those services, I wouldn't even bother with the whole license and everything. Just start within your circle. Start with asking your friend, hey, would you let me do your box braids? The girl you usually go to charges $250, but I'll only charge you $175, or I'll only charge you $150, right? Just so you can start building that portfolio and building that experience, and putting yourself out there. So I highly recommend that. Next is wellness and consulting, holistic health, helping people to get healthy. Guys, if there is one thing that a lot of us are really concerned about, it's our health, our mental health and our physical health. And so if you are the kind of person who has kind of cracked the code on how to be healthy in maybe a specific area, maybe you were diagnosed with a specific condition and now you can help other people, you feel like you can counsel and help other people who have that same condition, this is a great side hustle for you. And it may even become like a passion project that you also get to make money on. Consulting with health and wellness can be very fulfilling. I personally paid a lot of money to a dietitian who, this was her full-time work, but I paid her a lot of money to help me get off of these medications that I had been taking for a chronic condition that I've been diagnosed with a long time ago. And working with her was amazing. She was fantastic at it because she could relate to what I was going through, and she was very knowledgeable, and she was giving me information that most medical professionals don't give, right? It's information about how to eat, your sleep patterns, even things like your bowel movements and all this kind of stuff, which is stuff that a lot of medical professionals don't even really believe in, even though it works. And so if you have the experience to do something like that, you absolutely should, if you have the passion to do it. I believe my dietitian did get a few certifications, and it would be good practice for you to do research on your state's standards and qualifications when it comes to doing this kind of counseling and giving medical advice, because over the years, people become more and more sensitive to this kind of thing. But it's something that you're passionate about. Take this as your sign to do it, to start it. It's something I personally thought about. I just haven't done it, but there's a lot of money out there. I think in a period of a couple of months, I paid her upwards of $3,000, which is a lot of money. So imagine if you have 10 clients, 12 clients, paying that similar sum of money over a period of time. I mean, you could walk away with a hefty sum. That could become a full-blown 40-hour-a-week business on its own. I also know of a former coworker who is now doing life coaching on the side. She's a software developer, and now she's doing life coaching on the side, and it's a passion project for her, and she's building her clientele. She got certified to do life coaching. She got some training, which I think was a period of maybe four to 10 weeks or something, maybe closer to 10 weeks. And since then, she's been collecting clients and helping them to get their lives in order, helping them to get out of depression, helping them to get over trauma, without infringing on the scope of practice of like a certified counselor or a doctor. But that's what she does, and she loves it, and it's really been blessing people, and she's charging for it, right? It's a service that people are willing to pay for sure. So consider consulting on wellness, health, life coaching, all that kind of stuff. Another service that you might consider is education. Consider selling courses. This is kind of along the lines of consulting, but this way is, I think there's a lot more opportunity to scale when you sell a course or a book or something like that. think of taking the knowledge that you have, and rather than sitting right across from somebody or jumping on a Zoom call with one person, you're getting to reach hundreds, maybe even thousands of people. And if you're selling online, say it's a downloadable course, a downloadable book, I mean, there's potential to even make money while you're sleeping. And who doesn't want to do that? I feel like everybody's dream is to be able to make money without having to do anything. So what are you knowledgeable about? What do you have experience in? Why not take that and turn it into a book? Turn it into something short, something that you can write within, maybe 10 pages or less. 10 pages or less. It doesn't need to be a novel because people are busy. Most people don't have time or the attention span to really read a 200-word book, or not words. They don't want to read a 200-page book, but they would read, like a mini book, or they would read a long-form article just broken up into a number of pages to look like a book, maybe 10,000 words or less. So consider doing that. And with amazing tools at your fingertips like ChatGPT and some of these other AI softwares, there's a lot that you don't even have to sit down and work too hard to write. You could give yourself a prompt, and over time, probably in a period of a day or two, your book could be written and ready to go. So really consider that. Next is childcare services. Now this one's a little bit more hands-on, and it's not something that you're going to be able to do in your sleep unless you're able to set up your business where you can hire somebody else to watch the kids for you. But childcare is a huge business, okay? It's massive. A lot of people have kids, but they need to work, or they have kids, but they've got other responsibilities that are taking them away from being able to watch their kids as closely as they would like to. And so you can offer a service. Say you're a stay-at-home mom already, and you've already got 1 or 2 or 3 kids in your home. Why don't you open up your home more to watching other people's kids for a few hours a day, while maybe your spouse is out, while maybe your older kids are at school and it's just you and your youngest child. Bring in maybe 2 or 3 or however many kids you can manage. Bring them into the home and charge a fair price per hour or per child or per day, however you're able to do it, right? And make sure that it's enough money to cover all of your expenses. So things like food, your bills that are going to go higher because now instead of running the TV, a couple hours a day, you're running it all day, or whatever it is. There are a lot of opportunities when it comes to making money through childcare. You can even do part-time. So instead of it being like, 9 to 5 or within the regular adult working hours, maybe they just need somebody to watch their kids for a few hours, right? Almost like a babysitter. You could do that too. So that's an idea that maybe you didn't consider before, but is worth considering now. And kind of like the wellness and holistic counseling, look at your state and local laws and make sure that however you structure your business, you are within the confines of the law and that is legal. You don't want to get in trouble unnecessarily for a few $1,000s. And a lot of these laws, you're able to meet them pretty easily. You're able to meet them pretty easily. So just stay up on the know on what your state and local standards are. Okay. Another side business that you might consider starting, and that I actually plan on starting this year, is an e-commerce business. So e-commerce is a $1 trillion industry, and it's only expected to grow. I mean, look at Amazon. Look at how they have revolutionized shopping and how people expect the shopping experience to be. Online shopping is no big deal. It's actually the preferred method of shopping versus in person for a lot of people. And so there's a lot of opportunity to find a product or maybe open a shop and do something like drop shipping. I made a whole video about drop shipping that you should check out on my channel. You could even do Amazon FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, where Amazon, you have your product, you have your pipeline, you have your pricing, everything, but you ship your product from wherever you purchased it or from wherever you made it to Amazon's warehouse, and they will fulfill it for you. So that's what Amazon Prime really is. In order for it to be Prime, it has to be Amazon FBA. And there's a lot of people out there making good money with Amazon FBA with very low startup costs. I mean, as low as a few $1,000s. And they're turning that into tens of thousands to even millions of dollars. Can you believe that? So an online business is great. And something else that I love about the idea of an online business is that you don't have a whole lot of overhead. You can kind of be a one-person band. A one-person band as far as coordinating your marketing, coordinating your logistics. And so there's a lot more money that you get to keep for yourself, and potentially just reinvest into your business. So, and it's something that you could do just from a laptop. You don't have to fly to China or really fly anywhere in order to buy your products. You source them, you get your samples, you make sure that they're the quality that you want, you have them sent to Amazon, you have your accounts and everything set up, and you're ready to start marketing yourself, marketing your product. So e-commerce is a great way to start a great way to start making money on the side. There is that initial startup cost, like I said. So with things like freelance writing and consulting, you could do that today with no money invested whatsoever. For e-commerce or any kind of commerce, there's gonna be a startup cost, which is your initial product purchase, and then any marketing associated with your product. E-commerce, just commerce in general, is just so saturated. You're gonna wanna put some money into your marketing so that people can see your product and buy it. But maybe you're great on social media. Maybe you've got a very supportive group of family and friends who are willing to, patronize and buy your products right off the bat, So if you are blessed like that, then take advantage of that, and start making some extra money online. That's awesome. So those are the ideas that I had written down so far. Like I said, there were a couple of them that I've tried or plan to try, and others that are just some ideas that maybe have sparked something in you to just give it that shot. You absolutely should this year. Things have only gotten more expensive. I just talked to a mortgage lender the other day, and interest rates actually went up a little bit in the last week. So things are just more expensive, and the solution isn't necessarily to complain about it. The solution is to make more money, and to get around those higher costs. So if you are willing to put yourself out there, if you are willing to go on this journey of increasing your income this year as a way to reach your financial goals, why don't you put down in the comments below maybe one or two ideas that I haven't thought of or haven't mentioned in here that you think would be really helpful for other people to know. We're a community here. I want to build a community here, so it would be great to see comments and see people chatting back and forth about all of this. So you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. If you have, please like and subscribe, and I really, really would appreciate your subscriptions and you guys watching to the end, because I have a goal to reach 1,000 subs this year, and I'm chugging along little by little by little. So anything that you can do to support is much, much, much appreciated. So all the best to you guys. Bless you, and I wish you all the best in your financial journey. Bye.